As any Daft Punk fan knows by now, the French duo responsible for some of the most popular dance and pop songs ever made have decided to hang up their helmets and leather jackets for good. They announced it to the world with an 8-minute video titled Epilogue, taken from their 2006 film Electroma. With this in mind, we decided to take a road trip down nostalgia lane and talk about some of the things that maybe you didn't know about Thomas Bangalter and Guy Manuel de Homem Christo. So before we get into our list, welcome back to Mindspun, your channel for your music fix. Remember to hit that like button and please subscribe to our channel for more musical content. So now, let's get into our list of the 10 things you didn't know about Daft Punk. Number 1. The French duo got their name from a bad review of their old band, Darling. In the early 90s, before Daft Punk existed, Thomas Bangalter and Guy Manuel de Homem Christo led a band called Darling, which was named after a 1967 Beach Boys song. At that time, they had an additional member, who is now the guitar player for Phoenix, Mr. Laurent Brankowitz. And as for their current name, Daft Punk, it came from the late Dave Jennings, who criticized their early efforts as Daft Punky Thrash during a review for the now extinct Melody Maker magazine. That is so awesome to take something negative, turn it into a positive, and have it as your full band name. At spot number 2 we have, the father of Thomas Bangalter was a famous disco producer. So during Daft Punk's early years in their career, Daniel Bangarty, Thomas Bangalter's father, was a key element in guiding Daft Punk, helping them sign their first major record deal with Virgin Records. Journalist Pascal Bertin explained during the recent Daft Punk Unchained documentary that Daniel helped them to make decisions. He helped them to understand clearly what people were proposing. And Anthony Rezzosari, a close friend of the band, also added his input by saying that Daniel Bangarty was the perfect person to give advice to a group doing dance music, made in France, sung in English, and aimed at the whole world. And to give some background regarding Bangarty, he had continuous success in the 70s with multiple singles, which include credits as a writer and producer of Ottawan's Disco and the Gibson Brothers' Cuba. So as we can see, the dance and pop music has always been in Daft Punk's blood. Next up we have spot number 3, which is Daft Punk had their own Coca-Cola line. So in 2011, Coca-Cola produced and distributed a limited edition bottle, available only in France, designed by the duo and based on the robot costumes. The bottles were called Daft Coke. Now, if I was in Daft Punk and Coca-Cola asked me to create my own version of their bottle, honestly, that would make me feel like I have made it, like I have reached success. Carrying on with our list, we have spot number 4, which is that not even their manager was allowed to see their Pyramid stage show before its debut at Coachella in 2006. Their manager, Pedro Bussy P. Winter, was only given a sneak peek of Daft Punk's hugely ambitious live show before it debuted at Coachella 2006. But he wasn't shown the lead-infested pyramid, instead he was only allowed to hear the audio. So during an interview for Daft Punk Unchained, he joked that he wasn't allowed to see the lights yet. So before the show's debut, the duo made Coachella's organizers clear the backstage a full hour before the show so no one could spoil the surprise. Now I gotta say, I love when bands do this and keep some things under wraps. I still love the mystery of music that can be created when something hasn't been revealed yet and there's no teaser or trailer. So that is something awesome and something that I wish more bands would do. Next up on our list we have that Daft Punk's helmets costed $65,000 to create. Now that is some serious money, more than the cost of most people's cars. But anyways, a major makeover from the second-rate Halloween masks the duo sported in the 90s. Daft Punk went full robot after the millennium with their decked-out helmets that took a small fortune to produce. Reportedly, the pair of helmets and their accessories cost a tremendous total of $65,000 with features including working LED displays, ribbed neck seals, detachable rear sections, and integrated gauntlets that control the helmet's display text and animations. So are the helmets cost ridiculous? Well, yes. But are they incredibly awesome and iconic? Yes as well. So to me, I think the juice was worth the squeeze. Following up on our list, we have spot number 6, which is that Daft Punk spent $4 million of their own money to create their animated film Interstellar 5555. Daft Punk and Japanese designer Mitsumoto took on the ambitious project that is the story of the secret star system, which reportedly had a cost of $4 million to make and took about 3 years to produce. The trio were forced to communicate through a bilingual friend, which made the process even longer. It was an enormous accomplishment that Daft Punk were able to enlist Mitsumoto. The 66-year-old is responsible for 25 years of film productions, including Galaxy Express 999, Arcadia, and Star Blazers, which, after Akira, are widely regarded as some of the country's most revered anime. What is awesome is that the different styles of animation Mitsumoto has incorporated throughout his long and storied career are portrayed in each of Interstellar 5555's characters. Next up on our list, we have that Daft Punk once declined to remix a song for David Bowie. So, yes, this sounds pretty crazy to me, and I thought it should be on our list because who would say no to Bowie? I mean, I'm pretty sure they had their reasons for not remixing the song for him, but come on, it is David Bowie. But anyways, it appears that David Bowie once personally rang their studio to ask them to remix one of his songs, and they politely declined, which to me is still kind of bonkers. Now, at spot number 8 we have that, during a performance at Space Ibiza, Bangalter unplugged the mixer and made a bass line out of the feedback. So, during an interview with Eats Everything, the DJ producer recalled a performance from Thomas Bangalter from the iconic La Terraza at Space Ibiza in 2008, in which he stated the following: I saw Thomas Bangalter play the best DJ set I had ever seen in my life on the Terraza at Space. He was playing 2 copies of the same record, reversing the other backwards in sync, throwing massive 909 kick drums into the mix, and then began cradling the mixer in his arms. We were like, what the hell is he doing? He yanked the phono leads out of the back of the mixer and started playing a bass line with the feedback. He was creating this enormous roaring sound with nothing but his clammy hands, and the curly-haired, terrified-looking Frenchman didn't look up once for 4 hours, I swear to God. Now this just goes to prove how good they are at their craft, to be able to musically improvise with such ease and let yourself go like that in a live setting just proves that you got it down, man. Following up on our list, we have spot number 9, which is that Daft Punk has gone commercial 5 times. So Daft Punk is known for being anonymous, hence the helmets of course, but they did appear on separate occasions in commercial advertisements for various brands. The duo's first jump into the world of commercials was in 2001 with Juliette Lewis for a Gap commercial, then again in the same year for a short Cartoon Network ad for their Toonami anime-centric block of programming dubbed Toonami, where Interstellar 5555 aired. Daft Punk got big in Japan in 2006 with a commercial for Sony Ericsson's Primeni cell phone. And in 2010, the duo appeared in a Star Wars themed commercial for the World Cup, accompanied by Snoop Dogg and David Beckham, among others. Talk about random celebs together in a commercial. But anyways, Daft Punk's most recent advert appearance was in 2013 for a Lotus F1 team promo clip, even though that could have been anyone with helmets on in those race cars, of course. And now, to finish up our list, we have that the engineers for Random Access Memories were so nervous about transporting the album, they drove it across the US to deliver it by hand. So when Random Access Memories was finished after 4 years of intense work, Peter Franco, one of 4 engineers to work on the album, got in a car with Daft Punk crew member Sam Cooper to drive the tapes from LA to Portland, Maine. So Franco, during an interview for the documentary Daft Punk Unchained, said the following: 4 years in the studio, it was crazy. So at the end, when we finished mixing, there was no way we were gonna let the master tapes leave our site. So we started another journey. If the tapes were lost, I think I would have changed my name and probably become a scuba diving instructor in Costa Rica or something like that. Each tape is unique and each mix is unique. There's only one of them and they existed in that trunk of the car. So imagine that. I mean, personally, as an audio engineer, spending 4 years in the studio on a mix and the master, I probably would have done the same, taken my car and just drove all the way over there, because that's some pretty precious information, which turned into an incredible record. So that is it for our top 10 list of things you didn't know about Daft Punk. We hope you enjoyed the video, and what we are sure you do know is that Daft Punk will be forever missed, since their brand of dance and pop music had a profound impact on the musical landscape that we all know today. From their birth in 1993 all the way to 2021, they remained relevant with incredible music, their mysterious image, innovative live shows, and amazing music videos. We hope that we can still hear new music from Guy Manuel de Homo and Cristo and Thomas Bangalter, even though Daft Punk has called it quits. Like always, we will see you all in the next video, and please, stay safe everyone.